Let's continue our closer look at arrangement view and learn how to make selections and zoom in and out on a track. So I've got the arrangement view project open, and you'll notice that as I move my cursor around the interface, the cursor shape will change. For example, if I'm in the top half of the ruler, I'm getting a zoom cursor. If I go to the bottom half, I'm going to get a scrub cursor. If I go down on one of these clips, you'll notice that I get a grabber tool, and I can click that to select that clip. Now, if I want to select a portion of a clip, I need to increase the track height. So I'll click the disclosure triangle on that track. And now when I move into the bottom part of the clip, you'll notice that I get a pointer tool where I can click and select a point on the track, or if I click and drag, I can make a partial selection of a clip. Also, if I move my cursor over to the right edge of a clip header, I get a trim tool, and if I go to the left edge, I get the same thing. Now, if I want to select an entire clip, as I mentioned previously, I can click a track header, and if I want to select a portion of a clip, I can click and drag on the lower part of a clip to do that. I can also extend a selection by holding down my Shift key and clicking later in the track to extend the selection, or earlier in the track to shorten the selection. If I go over to the track header and right-click, I can select all of the content on a track by choosing Select Track Content from the contextual menu. I can also make selections with the arrow key. For example, if I click at a point on the track and then press my right arrow, the cursor is going to move by the current grid amount. And that grid amount on my system is currently set at a measure. And you can see that down here in the lower right-hand area of the track content area. Now, if I want to make a selection doing that, I can hold my Shift key down and then press my right arrow to extend the selection, or my left arrow to shorten the selection. And I can also select entire clips this way by holding down my Control key if I'm on a PC, or Option key if you're on a Mac, and my Shift key, and then pressing my right arrow to extend the selection, or my left arrow to shorten the selection. Now, if I want to zoom in and out, I can move my cursor up into the top half of the ruler and click and drag up and down to zoom in and out. Or I can also do that by hitting the plus and minus keys on my computer keyboard. So plus will zoom me in, and minus will zoom me out. Now, if I've zoomed in and I want to zoom all the way back out, I can go down and I can click the W button here below your main track, or I can do that by key command by just pressing the letter W. Now, when you're doing some editing and you want to zoom in, let's say on a clip, you can click the clip header to select that clip, and then you can press the Z key to move in one level. That will extend it to the width of the window. And then if I press the Z key again, it will also zoom the track height. And then if I press my X key, that will take me all the way back out. Finally, if you want to move your cursor to the beginning of a set, you can do that a couple of different ways. You can click your stop button up here in the control bar, or you can press your home key on your computer keyboard, and you can move to the end of the live set by pressing your end key. So now that we're familiar with how to get around in arrangement view, please join me in the next video where we'll discuss how to control playback.